Unvaccinated employees working on site will have to undergo regular testing starting next month. The National Task Force says it's up to employers to decide how often testing will be conducted, as well as the sanction for non-compliance. The aborted military resupply mission has finally arrived at the Ayungin Shoal without incident, other than the Chinese Coast Guard documenting the unloading of supplies. And more presidential bets have submitted themselves to drug testing after President Duterte's claim that one presidential candidate is into cocaine. Focused and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. Unvaccinated on-site workers are required to undergo regular testing at their own expense starting December 1. National Task Force spokesperson Restituto Padilla said employers have the discretion to determine the frequency of testing for unvaccinated workers. He also noted that antigen tests can be used in lieu of the pricier RT-PCR test. Employers may also impose penalties on unvaccinated employees who refuse to get tested.
Well, if the employee desires to be on site to work, they should accede and agree to a regular testing protocol. Otherwise, they will not be allowed outside because of the basis by which I mentioned earlier, which is to ensure the safety of clients and the workforce that is in the area.
Two civilian resupply boats manned by the Philippine Navy have reached the BRP Sierra Madre in the Ayungin Shoal. Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana said the vessels arrived in the area this morning without incident. However, the defense chief said that a Chinese Coast Guard ship sent a rubber boat with personnel aboard who took photos and videos documenting the Philippine Navy officers unloading cargo. Lorenzana says they have informed the Chinese embassy about the incident, calling it a form of harassment and intimidation. Meanwhile, retired Rear Admiral Rommel Ong told 1PH that the Chinese Coast Guard is likely looking out for the transport of construction materials.
Yung object po nung pagharang nila sa atin sa Ayungin is to prevent o pigilan yung Navy para ma-repair yung barko na yun. Hindi actually yung supply. It's ang binabantayan po nila construction materials na makapasok dun sa Ayungin. Kaya sila nakabalandra dun.
And the provincial government of Sultan Kudarat has barred unvaccinated residents from entering indoor venues in order to discourage vaccine hesitancy. Jem Avancenia with the rest of that report.
Hundreds of residents in Sultan Kudarat mobbed a vaccination site in a mall on Tuesday. Vaccine recipients who wanted to get their jabs were met with inconvenience.
Maaga pa kami dito, ma'am, tapos yung bago lang dating, nakauna pa sa amin. Sayang lang yung pagod namin.
The crowding at the vaccination site happened after the local government imposed a no vaccination, no entry policy for indoor establishments.
Kailangan po kasi ma'am, kasi pag magpasok ka sa establishment ma'am, kailangan ng yung card.
Even during the coronation night of the Miss Sultan Kudarat on Monday, only those fully vaccinated were allowed in. Governor Suharto Tengmanggudadato said the policy aims to address COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy, which remains high in some towns.
Yung mga brother Muslim natin, takot sila sa bakuna. But nung pinadala yung mga team, together with Mayor Capina, through the explanation, pumayag sila.
Despite the inconvenience, some residents in Sultan Kudarat are in favor of the no vaccination, no entry policy for their own safety.
Mas pabor man siguro sa amin as a driver, mas safer siguro pag nakabaksin lahat.
Aside from this, LGUs are also ramping up their vaccine information drive to encourage more people to get their shots. Based on the data from the Provincial Health Office, less than a third of the target population in Sultan Kudarat have so far completed their vaccination. For News 5, Jem Avancenia, we are One News.
We'll be back with more stories after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Several presidential aspirants have agreed to undergo drug testing after President Duterte's recent comments on the matter. Former Senator Bongbong Marcos says he has already submitted his negative test result. Senator Manny Pacquiao's camp has also released his negative drug test results, although they were from before his last boxing match last August. For his part, Manila Mayor Isko Moreno has repeatedly said he is willing to take the drug test in public. These all come on the back of President Duterte's allegation that one presidential aspirant is using cocaine. And lawmakers weighed in on the proposal to use the app TikTok for teaching. Let's get the details in this report by Arian Calumbiran.
TikTok for teaching. The Education Department says this is one of the platforms they are eyeing to utilize or develop as a learning tool for children. The suggestion was brought up during the Senate hearing for the agency's budget. It was argued that the app can be an effective medium for learning, considering its appeal to the younger population.
Obviously, that's not the main means of learning, but if they can learn something through through TikTok and make it more exciting, this is a gamification theory which is proven to be very effective. So I think that's an interesting avenue to explore.
However, senators have mixed sentiments about this proposal. Senator Pia Cayetano says she's open to the idea, as children can both enjoy and learn through the app. Cayetano says the use of TikTok could make learning more appealing for children.
You can also have teachers who are enjoying their career as teachers, fulfilling their goals. Maybe they wanted to change the world and they're assigned to a beautiful beach or a beautiful mountain. And they could be on TikTok saying this is the best job in the world.
But the chairman on basic education himself, Senator Win Gatchalian, has some reservations. He notes that even some teachers are getting into trouble due to misuse or excessive use of TikTok.
To also be careful with TikTok. I recall reading a DepEd teacher who got into trouble because of excessive TikToking.
Senator Francis Tolentino, who is a former law professor, says he is also not comfortable with the idea of using popular social media apps for teaching. Arian Calumbiran, we are One News.
Apple is fast-tracking the development of its first self-driving car in the hopes of launching the vehicle as early as 2025. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman with the details.
Apple is pushing to introduce its first electric car as early as 2025, looking to take on Tesla, Waymo, and others in the self-driving car space. Like it did with the first iPhone, iPad, and so many other new categories, Apple's aiming to throw away the existing definitions of a car and really build something from scratch. The goal? A vehicle that is a fully self-driving machine that lacks a traditional steering wheel and pedals and includes an all-new type of interior that's fully optimized for a completely autonomous driving experience. Under new car chief Kevin Lynch, Apple's accelerating development, but this shift does come after about 7 years of false starts, layoffs, and management departures from the company's special projects group running the car team. Pulling off a launch by 2025 will be tough for both technological and regulatory reasons, but the target does give Apple engineers a clear goal and motivation to pull off one of the toughest challenges in the technology industry at some point later this decade. Will Apple pull this off and revolutionize the car like it did the phone, the watch, headphones? Only time will tell, but I'm very excited to find out. I'm Mark Gurman. This is Power On.
For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.